real?
This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny and no fortune's son. I've just chased you so long now, I'm too weak to run. A new day is here, but nothing is new. Alone in my room, I tremble.
Dying Light 2 features a functioning ecosystem that reacts on multiple levels to the things you do and the choices you make. In the example we are about to show you, our protagonist undertakes a mission for the Peacekeepers, one of the many factions active in the city. They want you to negotiate with two survivors who are controlling and hoarding a water supply.
You going to insult us with another final offer?
Let's say you choose to carry out the Peacekeepers' orders, one way or another. After this, you will start seeing a significant change in the city as access to the water supply allowed the Peacekeepers to bring stability and develop the area. There's even running water for the people at street level, and that raises their morale and allows you to replenish your energy on the go. But there's a cost to this. The PKs have a rigid approach to law and order. So while the streets may be safer, it's only safer for those who side with them. So if you get on their bad side. Now let's return to that moment of choice. And instead of killing them, you choose to team up with this group to supply water on the black market. As you will see, this creates a very different set of consequences for the city. With water being a precious currency, it brings you access to new resources and trade, but this in turn attracts the worst type of people to the area.
They've been making RPGs, kind of, I would say, not to be rude, but like lower budget, right? I think it's important to have the right kind of expectation when going into a game like this. Greedfall is a game I'm interested in, partly because the style is so interesting and arresting. And there are people who really like the RPGs that Spiders have made, but they, you know, if you go in expecting like a BioWare or a CD Projekt Red, like size epic, that isn't what we're getting here. But it doesn't mean that it can't be a very good game on its own terms. And what Greedfall promises to be, like a really interesting mix of, it's like, as you can tell from the, this is one of the, we're just showing the trailer before we have some proper PS4 B-roll, which I'm quite excited about, Dave. That's why we're making this video.
Oh, me too.
Very inspired by kind of 17th century aesthetics, especially the hats.
Yes, but, well, not that guy so much.
No, I don't think that he was around in the 17th century, but he is to do with... let me set the scene for you.
Yeah, please do.
In Greedfall. It's kind of a colonial... I mean, there's been back and forth about whether it's inspired by colonialism, but like obviously the 17th century had lots of colonialism in it, or the 18th century, and it is about discovering a new island. So the old continent, there are various factions at play, and there is an illness on that continent. But then there is a new island that's discovered, and that's where the action takes place. This is your character here. You're actually a customizable character, the guy on the stairs. And you can be a man or a woman. And you are affiliated with the Merchants faction. And you come to this new, you're the cousin of the kind of governor of the new island, and you come there just basically hoping to make it a success for him. And this is one of the native people, Seora, who's kind of like He kind of refers to her in this scene as kind of like a princess,
Okay.
but she's kind of the daughter of the chief of these native people, and you know they're developing this relationship in terms of she wants their help because there are people who are disrupting kind of her tribe, and you are going to form relationships with various factions. This is just a little bit of footage explaining. I mean, looking at this skill tree makes me want to take notes and makes me feel anxious.
That's extensive, isn't it? That's an extensive skill tree.
Yeah, and this is kind of just some footage which is showing the kind of customization that you can do like after your main character creation, you know, in terms of like outfits and weapons and how you're going to be able to customize your look. I'm going to keep that hat on. That's all I know.
Yeah, for sure. What's going on with our character's kind of beard? He's got like is it a scar?
Oh, on that side, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that is that's a mark. I think there is a suggestion that he has a link to the kind of the native people of this island. So he's kind of an outsider within his own faction,
Right.
which I like. And the game is, you know, talking about what kind of game spiders make. There is action. We're going to see some combat. So it is an action RPG, but it's a game primarily about kind of reputation and diplomacy. And you're going to be able to have a companion from each of those factions, and you're going to have a relationship with them, which is kind of going to be, you know, it's going to be your way into that faction, whether they like you or not. Like I said, reputation is important, and you know, in the kind of the style of maybe like a Fallout, which I think spiders have cited as an influence, not just new Fallout, but kind of old Fallouts as well. The idea is that you will learn about this world and discover bits about the factions, and then you will make decisions on who you'd like to be allied with and not allied with, depending on their kind of philosophy.
Okay.
Which I like.
Yeah, definitely. That's very, very interesting. And, you know, diplomacy being a key part has intrigued me.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And I think that... I mean, one of the other things about the game is that the idea is that, you know, no kind of RPG fetch quests. There's not going to be like, you know, go and collect 5 apples for us.
Big fan of that.
Or anything. Yeah. So the idea is that it's all kind of story and character driven, and that the game has they're calling it like nodal narrative, I think is the term that they use. But the idea being that. There are this complicated kind of branching of possibilities depending on the choices that you make with the various factions.
Right, got you.
We are seeing a tree come out the ground to grab that bald man.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was I was going to mention it myself.
Yeah, so there's obviously magic in this world. I don't know a ton about it. What I do know is that the native people of this island have a magic based on nature.
Right.
Probably remember that being spoken about. What we haven't seen yet, and I don't know if it's just kind of background or whether we're actually going to get to see it in the game, but this is a bit about kind of diplomacy. Look, you saw that you were using your charisma talent there to, which opened up another option. If you like, there are other ways around problems. You can also kind of try to bribe or. Yeah, like, you know, make trades for certain deals as well, or you can use kind of combat. Anyway, people of the old continent have a magic based on light and shadow, which I really like. That I don't know what that could mean, but it sounds very cool. Related to light and shadow, Dave. A throwaway fact from me, but the game has a day and night cycle.
That's good, and everybody likes the day and night cycle.
Exactly. I thought, you know, I mean, in what world would I not mention that? I mean, day and night cycle, hats, and magic based on, you know, trees.
Yeah.
I'm basically in at this point. What we're going to see now at the end is kind of a very final large boss. I don't know if it's a boss, actually. Well, I guess it's got its own health bar at the top of the screen. So, you know, canonically, in video games, that means it's a boss. And I've got to say, I was, like I said, expectations were set to, you know, very much let's see what this is going to provide. But in terms of like the smoothness of the action, if the kind of RPG experience is really deep as well, this kind of looks, I think it's fair to say, better than I was kind of anticipating, because we saw it at E3 the year before as well.
Matthias Karlsson, yes.
And Christian Panner, game director and producer respectively. How you guys doing?
Excellent.
Yeah, you're
Super
excited?
excited.
Amazing. Well, congrats on the exciting reveal at the Microsoft conference and obviously the amazing news during the UB conference. So today, to our left, we've got Yannick Boschko, ComDev on The Division 2, and 3 other devs from the massive development team. They'll be showing a 4-player co-op tackling a control post. And Yannick will be walking us through a little bit into his strategy. But first of all, I wanted to ask you guys, what are we going to see here?
Well, this is, first of all, actually the E3 demo that we're showcasing here at E3.
So people can play this at the LAC, at the Ubisoft.
If you're in LA and you're going to E3, you can play what they're playing right now. So
that's awesome.
Really cool. So this is a tiny little slice of the world. Washington DC in the Division 2, right? And this is actually, they're on their way towards that same crash site that we saw in E3.
Right, the
Microsoft Brief, yeah.
Yeah, the crash of the Air Force One. Except
Exactly.
right now, it's happening at a different entry point than what was shown at the Microsoft conference. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so obviously the big reveal was the setting, Washington D.C., capital city of America. Christian, I want to ask you, what was the reasoning behind that? Can you tell us a bit more?
Yes, absolutely. We were very excited to showcase that yesterday in our reveal and to show more, of course, today. We had multiple options. We investigated multiple options, but for us, Washington DC felt like the natural choice for 2 obvious reasons. One, of course, is the seat of power in US, and second, it's also the home of the headquarters of the Division.
Right, the HQ of the Division agents,
Absolutely.
right? That's awesome. And I can see there is no more snow nor ice. Can you tell us a little more about really the timeline from the Division to the Division 2?
Yes, absolutely. In Washington, D.C., we are now in the middle of the summer, 7 months after the events in New York City. So the summer, the season, allow us to showcase a vibrant city where nature is now taking over the city.
It's beautiful. Hey Yannick, can you do just like a pan? Oh, I guess you're in action right now, but just like the pan of the city here. I mean, obviously, it's beautiful in its own way. It's got character. Yannick, why don't you tell us a bit more on how you plan to tackle your playthrough?
Try to, spread around actually, so, we can have a bit of a tactical approach to things and not just like face tank.
Sent to find Dr. Kvasir. Fans of the original may remember him as your helpful ally. In true id style, your character comes equipped with a sizable arsenal of powerful weapons. And making its triumphant return, a fan favorite, the wing stick, which has some new tricks in the game that we'll show off for you in a bit. With the Authority mutants out of the way, let's talk with Dr. Kvasir.
Eco-15. It was never deployed and remains in orbit around the Earth. I simply need you to travel to the Eden Space Center and call it down from orbit. Ah, yes, I forgot to say, it might be overrun by bandits. The Goon Squad, to be precise.
The Goon Squad is just one of several factions you'll encounter in Rage 2. Hyper-violent and completely lawless, the Goon Squad leaves a trail of destruction in their wake. The Immortal Shrouded, on the other hand, are a group of elite bandits with access to incredible tech, leading to mighty vehicles, weapons, and cloaking abilities. You also have the Riverhogs, the Abaddon mutants, the Authority, and more to contend with. Each faction has different settlements, combat styles, and sweet rides. Vehicles were a big part of Rage, and 2 makes sure to double down. There's a mind-blowing assortment of charged up, chopped up, and jacked up machinery to drive in and contend with. You've got whiplash-inducing racers that will leave your opponent spitting dust. Formidable roaming enemies on wheels from every faction. And, as if that wasn't enough, there's also the threat of massive convoys with their insanely powerful convoy leaders. There's so much more to find and ride.
Ranger Walker, there's a convoy near you headed to Gun Barrel carrying an explosive payload. is an all-purpose death machine. A rolling Rube Goldberg of pain.
Okay, you've arrived at the Eden spaceport, which is currently overrun with Goon Squad. But not for long, because you've got an entire arsenal of powerful weapons, gear, and abilities to help you deal with this threat. Abilities like Slam. As you take down opponents, your overdrive meter will fill up. When the meter is full, you can unleash overdrive.
はい、最初にプレイしていただくところはこれはストーリーモードという部分なのですが、これは実際のゲームのストーリーの序盤の方ですね。先ほど一緒にパートナーのブーザーのバイカーと一緒に、ディーコのバイクの、パーツを探しに行っています。一応故障しているバイクのためのパーツを探すにはここの、クレイジーウィリーという、場所なのですが、そこにあるガソリンスタンドでバイクのパーツを探しに求めます。
パーツをいろいろと探していくと、まずは。
はい、そうですね。その中いろいろとフリーカーなども、フリーカーの巣という潜んでいる場所もありますので、そういうところもちょっと探検しながらいければなと思います。
フリーカーの巣、どういう感じなんでしょうか。ちょっと怖いですね。
怖いですね。
フリーカーの巣。
All right, so this is one of the early wide linear missions, and Deacon's job is to get to the gas station, try to find a part for his bike.
そうですね、ここでは先ほどおっしゃったようにバイクのパーツを今から探しに、ちょっとここの街を探検したいと思います。
As we'll see, sometimes the fastest way there is not the safest.
そうですね、一応いろいろとルートはあるんですが、短いルートが毎回いいとは思いません。
Here we see one of our enemy types that I mentioned earlier, the newts. They stay on rooftops and will only attack you if you're low on health or if you climb up onto a roof, which is their territory.
はい、先ほどちょっと見えたのがヌートというフリーカーのも
屋根の上にいる。そうです
よね。はい、ちょっと小柄で結構あちらも通常はそれほど危なくないんですが、ディーコンの体力がすごい低い時など、彼らのテリトリー屋根の上とかに登ると、攻撃してきます。
弱ってても攻撃してくれるんですよね。
そうですね。弱ってると
通常は優しいんだけどっていう。
優しく
はないですね。
So he's climbing up onto this tractor trailer so that he can use his binoculars and look at the environment, see where the enemies are, see where he needs to go, and kind of get a lay of the land.
まあこうやって双眼鏡を使って周りを見渡してどういう地域なのか、どういう敵が周りにいるかをちょっと今確認しています。
雨が降ってきました。
そうですね。雨もすぐ降ってきますね。
Here he sees the interior of a building. All of our interiors can be searched, so it's an open world game with a vast exterior, but you can also go inside the buildings and scavenge for supplies.
はい、そうですね。オープンワールドであります。この全部、中にある家などガレージとかある、建物の中には全て入れることができます。
Suddenly he sees a nest. So if you see rooms that have all of these branches, these are areas where freakers hibernate during the day.
今はい、火炎火を投げた場所ですけど、
燃やしましたね。
はい。そこにがフリーカーの巣ですね。いろいろ枝が、飛び出しているのが見えると思いますが、そういう、枝が飛び出しているところに、それがフリーカーの巣というところです。それを燃やしながらどんどん、フリーカーも増えて、登場してくると思います。
なるほど、あそこがフリーカーの巣だったんですね。
はい、そうです。
うわー、激しい、やっぱり。
ミッションの一つの、サイドミッションと言ってもいいですかね。
So he made so much noise that attracted all these swarmers, and now he's got to run.
あ、そうですね。で、今のでノイズを、大きい、音を立てることでフリーカーがそこに寄ってきます。
あ、なるほどなるほど。
ちょっと今逃げてますね。
音で寄ってくるんですね。
But now he's low on health.
Something's rumbling.
I was gonna say, we are not alone.
It's getting tense.
Looks like we can hop over there.
Careful. Oh, nice. I was scared for a minute.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to fall.
Uh-oh. Oh, I see a tree. Whoa!
Hello.
Well, that's different.
He's probably friendly though, right? You think?
Go pet him.
I was
Maybe
gonna say,
you
do you
can
want to
tame
try?
him.
He's got little hairs on his chin. He likes his chin scratched. Let's find out if he's friendly.
I was gonna say, is he looking for you? Uh-oh.
He is. He's not friendly.
There aren't that many friendly entities in From Software games, I feel like.
I think you're right about that.
So we're just gonna stay hidden.
Yep, I definitely don't want to get caught by this guy. Now,
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
this is just a little taste of some cat and mouse like gameplay that you can expect from the larger game.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at how good that looks.
I
Holy
know.
cow.
Yeah, I love
fangs.
this snake. This is one of my favorite enemies in the game.
That's so cool.
So I think I can get by him now.
Get in there. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Oh!
Okay. Oh, man, you're just you're taunting him.
You're
I got a little
brave.
too close. All right, and now moving on, you will see this suspicious wall here in the middle of a mountain. How odd.
Wow.
So this is just a little tease. We just want to show players that there's going to be secrets. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff to explore, including ninja walls.
Cool.
All right, so we're heading to a new area. Ooh.
Yep, and this is one of the other areas that has never been seen before.
Man, can I just say I love how we were in that like really dark, gritty looking cave, and then we came out into this beautiful, colorful
it's vibrant.
area here. From Software has always been just exceptional at environmental design, and I feel like it's really refreshing to see them have a chance to kind of spread their wings and do something different here.
Oh, absolutely. They have a beautiful aesthetic.